Happy New Year, everybody. Uh, I hope you guys had a wonderful break. For those of you that haven't met my puppy yet, here's my puppy. Her name is Tulip, like the flower. This was Tulip's first year playing in the snow, and she absolutely loved it. So today we're going to draw a picture of a winter landscape. So what is a landscape? Pronounced landscape. It's a picture or a painting of land. It can be a picture of a fall landscape. It can be a picture of a summer landscape or a winter landscape. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So let me show you a few examples. This was the last assignment that we did together where we drew a dinosaur, right? And after you drew a dinosaur, you basically drew some land behind your dinosaur. Some of you drew a very colorful landscape with pinks and oranges or purples, and some of you drew a more natural landscape by adding grass or water or mountains. Sometimes we can add trees and clouds. So basically, you guys drew a landscape without even knowing you did. So here's an example of a landscape. And so another important thing that artists do when they draw landscapes is they draw the things that are more close to you or near to you. They draw those things, larger. You see how this dinosaur looks really big because it's in the foreground? It's near to us, so it looks bigger. And see this dinosaur back here? We can tell that this dinosaur is further away or far away because he's small. It doesn't mean that this dinosaur is actually really, really small. It just means that he's further away. Notice what happens when I come near to the camera. Look, you see how I get really, really big? But then when I move further back, far away, I get smaller and smaller. Okay, same concept. Let's look at this landscape. This is a beautiful fall landscape with trees, with the leaves changing. And here is a beautiful winter landscape. We see some trees that go back into the distance. We see a pathway. We see a deer there. Beautiful. Okay, don't forget, sorry about that. Don't forget to watch the Sesame Street video where Grover the monster explains the concept of near and far. It's really, really funny, and I promise you that you'll love it. So let's get started with our winter landscape. Here's the example, or this is my drawing actually. This is what our drawing is going to look like. Okay, it's going to be us in the foreground, nice and big because we're close. We're right in the front of the picture. And then we're going to draw some things in the background far away. And we're going to draw those things smaller. Okay, so let's get started. Here's that drawing right here. Okay, so have you guys ever gone outside and gotten really bundled up, or somebody made you wear a big scarf like this to make sure that you wouldn't get cold, so that your face wouldn't get cold? You're all bundled up like this, so you can only see your eyes. And then, have you ever worn a hat like this, where you had to pull it down so you could barely see? Something like this. I know I've seen little kids bundled up like this. So we're gonna draw ourselves all bundled up, going out in the snow. Okay, so just like this. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to hold our paper the wide way. This is actually called landscape because your paper is not tall like this, it's landscape view. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the horizon line, which is a line back in the distance where the sky meets the land. Okay, so yours can be flat or yours can be hilly, however you want. I think mine's going to be a little bit hilly. okay? Usually when you live in a city, if you look back, it's straight, but you see lots of buildings, right? But this is gonna be a nice winter landscape, so we're gonna see snow and trees, okay? So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw ourselves up in the front. We're gonna draw ourselves nice and big. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a curved shape for our body. We're wearing a big puffy coat, right? So that's basically our body right there. Then we're gonna draw a shape for our big scarf that is keeping our necks warm. Something like that. Okay, then we can draw these ends of the scarf, and you can add any kind of colors or patterns that you like, but let's do that part last. Okay, then we're gonna add our arms, wearing our big puffy coat. Right, my scarf is kind of covering up my shoulder there. Okay, do you guys see it? Maybe some buttons. You can actually draw whatever coat you have and think about what colors your winter coat is. You can draw it just like that. Okay, now we're gonna draw two little lines coming out of the scarf. That's gonna be that little section of skin that we see because we're gonna be totally bundled up like this because it's a winter landscape. Okay, now we're gonna draw a hat. So my hat doesn't have anything up here, but I'm gonna pretend like it does. I'm gonna pretend like my hat comes over like this. Draw your hat however you want. Straight line like this. I'm gonna have my hat curve. So I look like a little elf. Made a little mistake there, it's okay. Maybe have one of those little pom-poms hanging off there. Why not? Okay, now this little section here, that's gonna be my face. Now you can have more of your face showing if you want, but I wanted to be real extreme and have my whole face covered up like this. So my eyes are gonna be right here. You see that? Isn't that silly? You have your ears poking out. If you want, you can have some hair coming out. See, I have a little bit of hair coming out like this. However you want to draw yourself. Okay? So next, I'm going to add some footprints. Have you guys ever walked through the snow and made footprints? So imagine you were looking at a white field full of snow. If you had walked from far in the distance, you would see the little footprints getting smaller and smaller as they go back into the distance. So let's pretend that we walked from over here all the way to the front. So you can make little tracks in the snow, go all the way back, get smaller and smaller as they go back until they look like little dots. The first time I took Tulip, my puppy, outside, she made lots and lots of little prints all over the snow. It was very cute. So you could have more than just this. You could have lots and lots of tracks. You could draw a little puppy with you or whatever you like. So next we can start adding trees. Add pine trees. Now we know that a lot of leaves fall off in the winter, right? So a lot of the trees don't have leaves, but pine trees that look like Christmas trees, they keep their leaves, right? Because their leaves are like little needles. Let's draw some more trees. Now, what would happen if I wanted to draw a tree that wasn't this far away? It was a little bit closer. I would draw it a little bit bigger than this one. All right. What else would I want to add? I could draw a house, a nice warm house. or a cabin. Use your imagination for this part. You could draw. What else could we draw? We could draw some clouds. We could draw snowflakes falling. I like to draw snowflakes kind of like this, like little stars like this. How do you like to draw snowflakes? You could draw a snowman. I could draw a snowman kind of like maybe right here in the middle. So he's not going to be as big as me because I'm up in the front, but I could draw it right around here. So he would be like a medium size, right? And snowmen are made out of 3 big balls of snow. Have you guys ever tried to make a snowman before? Those are his 2 sticks. Give him a face. All right, now that you're done with this part, you can go in and make your scarf and your hat colorful. You can add fun patterns. I know that you guys are good at making patterns. Make it polka dotted, plaid, anything you like, okay? So remember to look back on the slides and you can look at the finished one that I added color to. Please feel free to add any type of details that you like and make it your own. And Happy New Year!